we were like, nah, this
Yeah,
lady is
because it
such
was
a
kind
bad
of innocent for a while,
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
older stuff.
Then when she
like
started coming out with, like-
when my sister was young, because she's 11
Yeah,
years
it's like
younger
the
than I am, it was
Romeo
like,
and Juliet love
oh,
stuff.
like it's very sweet,
It's sweet, it's
yeah.
innocent. Then all of a sudden it's like, look what you made me do. And then it's broken relationship after broken relationship. It's this victimizing of herself, that she's the victim. And then all of a sudden you have your little girls listening to that, and that's what they pick up on it because it goes right to their heart.
If you don't want your daughters to have failed relationship after failed relationship,
Don't let us
stop
do
bringing
someone-
them to Taylor Swift concerts.
And so understand that.
Yeah.
Understand that there's a message being projected. It's not just, oh, this is just innocent music. There's a message being just like the rap music.
Yeah.
That talks about drugs and talks about alcohol and talks about womanizing. That's a message that's getting sent.
Yeah.
And so we got to realize that media, having control over media, is a very important thing. It's a safeguard, and it's not to be. And just so you know, if you're like, well, like everybody in the world is doing, I don't want my kids like everybody else. In the
We
world.
don't care.
The world's messed up. The world is a messed up place. I don't want my kids to be anything like them. So if I can keep my kids from being anything like them, then you better believe I'm going to protect them from that junk.
Have you heard of the term like the Sephora kids, Sephora girls? Have you heard of that?
No, I don't.
So like,
I'm not a
sorry.
I'm not a makeup wearing transgender drag queen, Bethany.
So it's like it was like all over like social media where they like
I'm
Sephora,
not the CEO of United.
people talking about their stories at Sephora, or like Sephora employees or Ulta talking about like experience they've had with like 8-year-olds coming in and like requesting like skincare that even 25-year-olds shouldn't use, making a mess, having really bad attitudes, being like really rude and stuff like that. And I would just like watch those videos and be like I cannot relate. Like I can't like relate to any of this. And like I look at like my daughters, you know, my daughters at home who are 15 and 12 and a half, and I think like this is like not them at all. We have like very happy kids. Like they're just generally, even though mind you, like we just had a huge life change. Like we just moved to a place where we don't know anybody, you know. So like, but we still have extremely happy kids, you know, who are not rude or who don't go make.
And they like to be around us.
And they like to be around us, and they're unique individuals. And that doesn't mean that they're wearing jean skirts and have their hair, you know, like they're not like, well, they might be a little kind of dorky, but like they're not like social outcasts, like at all. You would never look at, especially our daughters, and be like, oh, those kids are weird, or well, you might, but you never be like, well, those kids don't know how to socialize, you know, like because they're so secure in who they are. Like,
yeah, I mean, because they're not being into that influence. They're not told that they need to go flaunt their bodies to have any kind of value. Yes.
So, you know,
so you got to be aware of that. You gotta know what's going on in their life, because you can preach the gospel to them and you can have that amazing devotion